Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to VR Master League. Alright, so if you joined us for that last stream, you'll know that it was a little bit unusual. But you know what? We're gonna redirect now. This is gonna be a much more traditional stream. I can feel it. Feel it in the bones. Here it goes though, a bunch of baby ducks and Heatwave starting off quickly. Now this will be the first time on the stream that we will have seen a bunch of baby ducks, at least since the Rookie Cup back in May, the Rookie Crossplay Cup that we had kind of outside of VRML, but it was casted here on the VRML channels. Now that said, channeling their offense, it's Sydney with the disc with the goal. And a nice way to start off here for Heatwave. They've been rather frequent on the streams lately, just kind of working out that way, and well, fun to see, fun to watch, and there you go, the first score by Sydney Veyu. Yeah, I think so. I was attempted to be corrected on that before. Sydney Veyu, or Veyu, or Bayu, or Veil U. I don't know. But over here on the retrieval off that disc, actually, never mind, getting a little bit stuck there on the Geo. We'll get it right back. Taking the disc is H2O with a nice grab. So saving another goal. On the bottom of the floor, the trench area, Neon Phoenix taking the disc, looking for Albino, but losing it out here a couple times back and forth. So taken by Crystal Sun. Now Crystal Sun going for a very deep corner clear, bounces off that pack, and will bounce to the stack, but the stack getting packed by the punch and the steal, and Albino Paper now trying to make a deal, or no deal, we'll see. Neon Phoenix though, gonna fly through, a light boosted player here coming in hot, and now trying to distribute the disc over to the nest, and does so with some success as Albino Paper handles it here at the bottom of the floor. Now, great pass, recognizing Neon Phoenix, and Phoenix for the goal again. 4 points, favoring Heatwave. And separately from that, well, I will wave over to you guys in the Twitch chat. Wherever you are, whoever you are, however you are, why ever you are. Thank you for joining. Fun to be here, fun to stream these games as per usual. Always a good time. Alright, so on the other end, we'll be taken here by Flap. Flap needs to get it back to his teammates. H2O just passed his hands, or their hands. I'm trying to be better about that. Over here, Spider Ferg looking for that pass up high. And Crystal Sun looking for a great pass. Look at that one. Now Flat Man with a flapjack of a shot. Just spinning right in for that goal. Taking the goalie off guard. Took me off guard. It was a nice hit. First 2 points for a bunch of baby ducks. So yeah, great way to start it off here. And definitely recognize the name of ducks here, again from that Rookie Cup. I especially remember Spider-Ferg. It was very conducive towards some good puns, just based off Spider's defense. I remember in that cup, he was just saving shots left and right and center. Really the Spider limbs. So that much is stuck in my mind 2 months later, getting a look at them. Now over here, getting a look at the disc, it's Flat Man trying to find the bottom of the goal, but couldn't do so. Backing it out, and over here to the rebounded hands of Crystal Sun. Crystal clear on that pass for a very nice shot, tying it up. A bunch of baby ducks coming back. See Tyrant back in the chat, as well as Jade Michael. Let's go ducks, let's go boys. Notably, no one's saying let's go Heat, but that's because who cheers on Heat? I don't. Not from where I live, but from up high. They're gonna live off another goal. That's 3 in a row for Horo Potato. I think I said Horo Potato. Well, either or. A horror show, definitely, from up high. Good shots, and that's, yeah, 3 in a row here for the baby ducks. Not to be confused with the Alpha Ducks, who were a team over there in Europe last season. Now they're just known as Alpha. Not to mention there's also a team in Europe called the Quackheads. So the duck-themed teams continue to reign supreme here in VR Master League. For what reason, I'm not sure, but I'm not complaining at all. Now over here, Flatman trying to flap those duck wings, unable to get anything going. But a rebound on the bottom of the wedge will be taken by Neon Phoenix. And Phoenix trying to get that through the mid lane. Bouncing just past the hands of Spider-Ferg and some good stuns. But a very nice grab by Sydney. And Sydney, the immediate shot there. The stack trying to retrieve that. And a little overshoot will result in a slap now from Crystal Sun. Just trying to get that out before the defense retreats or retrieves it. And look at the redirects now coming in from Heatwave. So very nice mobility being shown on their behalf. But that said, at the halfway point of this half-court area, unable to wrangle the disc. It's a lot of piles, not a lot of control, not a lot of smiles, but away they'll roll to the opposite side near this goal. And there's a punch coming in from H2O. I really love how that all worked out. Over here, though, Flatman trying to distribute it to the cutting player will be retrieved again by Flatman, and very nice. So a two-man game, a little bit disarrayed, but eventually found the shot arrays, and it's 8-4 favoring Baby Ducks. So really nice return from Baby Ducks after those first several minutes. It was Heatwave. Initially, they scored twice in a row. We're looking good, and they've been looking good in general in these stream matches here. But as I mentioned, the first look at Baby Ducks, and so far they've certainly impressed. Not letting those 4 points get them down. Instead, they came back around. There's another great grab. This time, surprisingly, not Spider-Ferg. No, it's Crystal Sun. So great defense and great mobility. Look at the boost. Gonna buy themselves that 2-on-1, and it's Flatman taking it in. 10 points here for a bunch of Baby Ducks. See, thus far as well, it's Flatman, in fact, with 8 points out of the 10. So the other... Okay, so that can only mean I made a missed call at some point. So one of those points here for Baby Ducks must have been scored off of either the head or just almost saved and credited to the player on the other side. But whatever the case is, they're up here by 6 points. All the meanwhile now, Flatman with the disc again, been saying his name a lot. See how they handle this play up the floor. I can see the pass a bit too strong, and will sail back into this pile-up on the corner. Spider-Ferg has it stolen by Albino Paper, and Albino going for that clear. Trying to link up on that chain with Sydney. Kind of a good redirect. You can see one of them going up to the nest, very well positioned. So even though they didn't get the disc, I really like that from Heatwave here. You can see just not getting too distracted by the disc necessarily, saying, okay, we can send one player to the disc to have a good chance at it, and the other player is going to go in a great position for a goal, as opposed to having both those players just pile up on the disc and then not really be in a good position to actually get rid of it and for a pass if necessary. So I like the mentality there. I like that backboard attempt anyway. It was very bold, but you got to appreciate the confidence. Not making the shot, however, so we'll bounce back here into the waiting hands of Sydney. Now Sydney gets a clear. There's already a partial boost underway, but very, very quick on the recovery was Flatman, H2O, and Crystal, all of them linking together for some good chains down the floor for that speed. That said, Sydney now with the disc, going to be approached on, but just maneuvering softly but cleverly here, all around the defense, up, under, and almost into the goal. But Crystal Sun gets the disc right back. Not for too long. There's Sydney down the bayou. I'm just going to say that because why not? Much easier. But now Sydney doing some good work there to recover and score. All right, so, my camera kind of borked a little bit. At the moment, H2O with the disc trying to distribute that over to Flap. Flap getting the nice pass to Crystal Sun, and Crystal up to H2O. H2O, very slippery, I guess, much like water, like a liquid up top before finding Flatman, who dropped it in for 2 more points. So 12-6. And sorry, I'm noticing my mic peaking there a little bit. That's a bit loud, isn't it? Don't mean to deafen you. I think I accidentally turned off one of my filters. I'm sorry. But alright, so continuing on here, I'll try to adjust that at some point. See Swirl, not Squirrel, but Swirl hopping in, and that disc bopping about. Looking like a music record there, just a little bit of dubstep. The Neon Phoenix with the disc, and also Dylan VR in the chat. Yo, 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 how we doing? We're doing pretty well. Yo. At the moment, Sydney is going to go for the goal, but cannot get past the toll booth. That is a defensive line there. And with the round winding down, it's a 6-point win in the first for a bunch of baby ducks in their stream debut. Quite nice indeed. So I'll get that score inputted for you just in a moment, and I'm going to try and fiddle with a couple mic settings so I'm not deafening the viewership. That'll be great. All right, so here's your stats. Pardon me for a moment. Okay, I'm back. So, I don't know, man. Windows be funny like that sometimes. It's just at random deciding to, hey, kick up. Let's kick up Palidore's system volume on the sound device there for no reason. Make him sound grainy. Why don't we? Yeah. I see what you're doing, Windows. Got that sabotage going on. That's fine. I recognize it this time. So, all right. I'm assuming my voice might be a little bit better quality now, less grainy sounding or loud, who knows. Hopefully that's fine. Anyways, we're going to go back now to the game. Round 2 about to start. Very, very nice round, though, indeed, from Flatman. Those 10, possibly 12 points. Definitely getting it done on the offensive end. So all the meanwhile here for Heatwave, they're going to want to come back strong and see if they can force that third round. Always love to see it, and in fact, we have quite a bit here these first 3 days of Week 3. We've had several overtimes across various matches, and a handful of round 3s. At the moment, taking a handful of that disc up top, or at least attempting to, was Spider-Ferg. Unable to get it, so just tries for the punch instead, but kind of punished regardless. Now there's some more stacks coming in fairly hot. H2O. Just collecting that one and now backing it out and trying to juke me a little bit on the cams. But H2O backing that out, maybe waiting for a teammate to come there so they can go for that clear and boost. Oh, so cleverly, we'll get there with a little bit of time. The immediate fling into the deep back line, but a potato will be there to grab it like a hot potato. And just sends it right back to the other team, which is to say the Crystal Sun now coming up on the goal. But there's Sydney now, as well as Albino. Albino Paper getting the clear. That's going to be off to the other end. Some great regrabs, though, coming in. Look at that. Nice and efficient. That's a good rhythm and something I always like to point out on cast as well for any teams who do want to, or just do want those tips to kind of improve and figure out, the game. And sometimes I know it's you want to go faster, 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 and speed is very important. But when it comes to boosting and stacking, rhythm is very important, as opposed to just kind of really chaotic, out-of-control grabs, being able to just go for the, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, grab, 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 and getting that nice kind of rhythm with your team will make the recoveries on those loose discs all the easier, especially when it gets slapped out of there and it's bouncing all around. Maybe there's some overshoots or you have to redirect, which direction your stack is going to. It's a lot easier if you have that solid rhythm built up as opposed to trying to do it on the fly. So you'll see a lot of the fastest teams in the league. They're quick, but there's still very much a subtle control there if you kind of count the beats, if that makes sense. Now, trying to get back on the goal here and maybe deliver a beating to the goalie. Unable to recover the disc on the initial attempt. On the second attempt now, we'll get right back here, but Neon has it stolen and slapped out again to the sidewall, so that's going to roll all around and back to the midfield. So some stacks are going to try and get going, perhaps a little bit delayed on it, but just the same, kind of floating here for the entire Heatwave team. Won't give themselves a lot of time to actually collect the disc and find a good clear or a pass. So instead, the disc continues to float around. I see more people joining in. I could imagine maybe the other game on the other channel ending. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But H2O, gonna H2 go for the H2 gold. Trying for the pass, but a little bit cold. And taken right here instead by Albino. Now, Albino has it stolen by Flatman. Flatman looking to go for that nest pass, perhaps. And, you know, go figure, a bunch of ducks would be in a nest. Well, I don't know. Do ducks have nests? Ducks have nests, right? They're birds. These are the questions I ask. Nonetheless, Neon Phoenix is going to go for a clear off that top corner. Anytime it goes there, it's always a bit dangerous, has a chance to go in. Will be taken here by Albino, but Albino, 3 different defenders all in the general area, able to stun him out. Now that said, a shot attempt, but Spider-Ferg. There's a save coming in. Right in the right place, right time, and right on time for the grab is Neon Phoenix as another slap through goes, and will just be pocketed here by Flatman. Now it looks like there was a drop over on the bunch of Baby Ducks side. They're down to 3 players all of a sudden, which is highly unfortunate. Nonetheless, Baby Ducks did take that first round, 12-6. So they have some buffer to work with. Ideally for them, they'll be able to get their player back. Ideally for Heatwave, they're going to be able to just attack, take advantage of this number situation with a good pass here to Sydney. Now Sydney needs to be careful, ducking down, diving, but not finding the goal. A pass attempt will be knocked loose there by the defense. So despite being down a player, some really nice defensive rotations kind of being displayed here by a bunch of Baby Ducks. And as I say that, they've got their 4th player back. Crystal Sun now back in the game. And expect Crystal to be joining out that catapult in just a moment. You can see on the mini-map, there they are. So over here to H2O with the disc, all inverted a bit there and just trying to back it out. So some slow offense being ran and just some good control, and I think maybe another crash? Oh no. Well, Crystal Sun suddenly crystallized, frozen on the middle of the field. All the meanwhile, into the blue side, we're still scoreless. It's been 5 minutes into the second round. Might be about to change, but no, it's H2O. The very clean save, wiping that away. And Spider-Ferg now as well with a disc. Great defense. Great defense from their team. I mentioned Spider-Ferg because I recognize that name from the Rookie Cups as being a great defender, but just as well, now they're showing it's not just Spider-Ferg. The defense is kind of contagious. They've got a lot of it going for multiple players now with some points in. So, yeah, this is a very different second round compared as another shot misses, but that second attempt's just the same. I mean, we had combined 18 points in the first round between the two teams. It was 12-6. And this one, it's scoreless and 4 minutes left now. Just the pace is suddenly grinded to an absolute halt. Now, as I say that, they are going to, well, vault for that disc, and nice patience, nice discipline there to also get that boost. That was great from Flatman, just unfortunately a small slight overshoot there will deny him the disc. But there he goes again, and I do like that from Flatman as well, something to compliment and to point out for newer players and teams. Sometimes it's good to be disciplined. You don't always have to go for the punch. You know, sometimes it's pertinent, but other times it's just risky for no point at all. So sometimes, especially in those midfield kind of plays, it's fine to just take a grab and a boost and just leave them alone. You know, not punch them out, not give them a chance to bait you into the stun and things like that. And the higher level you go, the more you got to be aware of that, as the shot just going to miss and be snagged on the other end eventually by blue team again here for Heatwave. And another deep shot, but at the moment I think these teams really just need to try and find that slowdown, find that passing game. Because, yeah, a completely different pace to this match for these last 7 minutes now compared to what we had earlier on. It will remain scoreless. In fact, at this point, I almost hope it does, because I think that would be an interesting. I'm not sure I've ever seen a 0-0 overtime before in VRML, so that might just be a history-making type thing if it does happen. But nonetheless, over here, going to bounce and maybe looking to finally capitalize on a score, but some more overshoots will deny it initially. Now they have some good pass options available at Nest, but unable to really get the angle. So H2O instead giving the brawls, getting the boost, and that's some very, very nice speed behind all that mobility. Going in to bother the goalie. Oh no, off the head. So it'll continue to be stifled once, twice, and again. Even there on the 2-1, it was almost a done deal, but could not get that. So slapped out here and off to the top pocket will be Albino Paper. 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. And this is indeed quite the scoring drought, as the chat is pointing out. But Spider-Ferg trying to get a delivery over there to the tunnel. And flying on through that same stack. Hopefully not off their heads this time, but instead getting knocked in the head. And man, think these teams woke up on the wrong side of the bed in round 2 because nothing is going through. This is amazing. I mean, the thing is, it's not... There's a lot of, like, the stack speed and stuff from these teams are very good, but it's just unlikely bounces being taken, a few overshoots on that recovery. Even on that drive earlier, you got some headbutts that are kind of unexpected, and just when it rains, it pours sometimes, although right now it's less rain, more drought, as mentioned. We're approaching the last minute and a half in what has been, to some degrees, oh man, a historic game, but finally will it be the points? It is from Sydney. It took 8 minutes, 35 seconds. And based on that, that could very well be the game-winning goal at 2. Interesting. Now that said, I do mention this a lot of the time. You will see once the seal is broken on a long scoring drought, it's, for whatever reason, it's not uncommon to see an immediate score right after. Not saying it'll happen here, but it does seem rather frequent where neither team could score for a long time, then suddenly one team scores, and then the next round, within like 30 seconds, you get another goal or so. Now that said, I think we're approaching that 30-second mark here, but, you know, just a note. It's the very interesting rhythms of sports and Echo Arena, right? You can be on, and then suddenly snap your fingers, a different round, and then you're just off. But that's the nature of the game, nature of sports. So let's see, will that 2-point indeed be the game winner or not? At the moment, bunch of Baby Ducks have maybe control of the disc and trying to just close this one out. Otherwise, we could be looking at the third round. Let's see. So H2O from up high needs to make it, but getting the great grab was Sydney. And now dishing that all the way to the back line and nearly into the goal itself, as they try to wrangle it in and maybe collect one more. But no, it's going to be indeed the victory here from Heatwave off that lone 2 points. And yeah, we're going to that third. So this is one of the few times where I will not have to struggle to remember what the score was because I'm talking too much right now. Yeah. I'm very interested in seeing how that third round plays out because it was 12-6 at first in round 1 and then 0-2. And it took 8.5 minutes to score once here in the second round. So I have no idea what the pace is going to be like in round 3. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if round 3 ended up being something like 20-18 or some ridiculous number like that. Just to offer that little dose of contrast, I guess. But all right, well, we'll see what happens, huh? That may be, yeah, the Mr. Nate Bro pointing out, that honestly might be the lowest scoring round. Probably is. I mean, that's literally the minimum amount of points you can score. So, fairly sure that's a record. Taking a look, because the teams in the game right now, they did just do a restart on the timers and whatnot, so not quite positive what the issue might be. I'm imagining looking at the scoreboard right now in the spawn room. There are a couple players with 120 to 130 ping over on Baby Duck's side. So it's not really updating at the moment, just kind of stuck there. So I'm not really sure. But current restart, we'll see what the issue may or may not be. In fact, maybe I'll just mute them for the stream real quick and then let's see. I'll unmute on my end. Let me listen. That doesn't really sound like too much. It's being discussed. I think, yeah, someone is having some sort of internet issue, so yeah, we might be sticking around here for a little bit, and that's perfectly fine. Yeah, we'll see what this round 3 does provide. For those who did join us and are joining us, or will join us later today, thanks for doing so. Good to have you here. And I suppose now it's an opportune time to actually scroll up a bit and catch up on some Twitch chat, or at least give some shout-outs there. Always appreciate you guys for stopping in. Isn't it nice? See, you guys can go on your merry day on a daily basis. Do your schoolwork, or your work, or your chores, or your hobbies. But then you know, in the back of your mind, at almost any time of day, you can turn on Twitch, and there's going to be some VRML streams somewhere, more often than not. It's a nice luxury for fans of the game and fans of the sport. So, and it's always fun, Yeah, kind of sitting here in my little hidey hole, just waiting for my visitors to come say hi in the Twitch chat from time to time. So he landed in there. Thunder Ragnarok, Grumpiest Broom, Saluna 22. We got Meatballer, Mr. Nate Bro, Alacost, Mixmaster, Dylan, Extruded Element, Ender Chicken, DSA Scythe, of course, Swirl the Squirrel. Welcome everybody. Ray X4, have Bob in there, Rip Vortex Stream. Yeah, that was kind of an unfortunate one. We got left in the vortex after server changes happened. It's all good though. We'll still, things happen. We'll stream you another time. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. See a lot of requests for me to chant quack. I mean, I'll say quack. Mixmaster saying, hey pal, do you have a team for VRML or just any Echo team? No, I had a team once upon a time. A team called Eclipse back in ESL days. That is to say 2017 through 2019. But now I'm more of a full-time caster. But, you know, once upon a time, yeah, I was on a team. We had some fun, won some things, went our merry ways. But no, in seriousness, well, one, I can't play in VRML because I am a governing moderator. Not to be mistaken for a league moderator, but a governing mod, kind of specifically supposed to be a non-playing mod there just in case. So I cannot play, but that's okay for now. I mean, I miss it sometimes, but I also enjoy casting and featuring all these teams. Thunder saying I beat Joker 1-on-1. Got banned for being too good. I'm not quite accurate Echo history there. It's more so Joker beat us 3-on-3 at some point. But yeah, I was talking a little bit about them in that last stream. That kind of went awry as a shot. Not awry at all. That is right on the dot. 3 points getting started here for a bunch of baby ducks. So nice way to get it going in the third round. So at least there, we already know it's not going to be a 8-minute drought. So that's a positive to take away. Although, we did get a reset once again, which I guess I'll have to figure out the reason. We'll see. So Luna's saying, I miss Eclipse. You guys were gods. Well, once upon a time, but like I've kind of said it before. Like I love Eclipse, and I think if we were playing right now, like if Prime Eclipse were playing right now, not currently Rusty Eclipse, if Prime Eclipse were playing, I'd feel fairly confident we could still be in, like, you know, a Master Division or maybe Diamond or something. But there's so many good teams now, so many good players. It's it would almost be a little bit too, what's the word? I don't know. Egotistical? No, I'm not sure. Prideful? I'm not sure. It would be silly to think, you know, we'd still be gods and stuff. I mean, obviously, Season 3 of ESL, that's where, you know, we finished third there, and you had Kangarillas and Joker finishing first and second in the qualifying cup to go on to the World Finals. And, you know, it wasn't by mistake. I mean, on one hand, we did go into that series, or into that season, admittedly not playing our best. We had kind of taken some time off because of some burnout after Season 2 of ESL. And, you know, we didn't play together as a team, like in scrims and things like that, too much, because we were in Season 2 towards the last month. We had played scrims so much, just trying to stay on top. I mean, there was a point in the last month, it was basically, you know, 3-4 scrim nights in every week for the last few, you know, going, and not only for like 4 days out of 7, but we're also talking for 2, 3, 4 hours scrim blocks at a time, and it was hard. I mean, it was fun, it was rewarding, don't get me wrong. You know, that's the beauty of Echo Arena and sports, is that you get these obstacles, you conquer them as a team, you feel good about it when it works. But it was a lot of work, and, you know, made a lot of good memories and had a fun time, but teams got better. Joker got better. Kangarillas got better. 11.5 got better. And then all those aforementioned players would continue to get better either as a team or on different teams. And Meanwhile, you know, had iShiny, like for Eclipse, iShiny went on to play Apex professionally. He was playing also Overwatch professionally at the time when he was in Eclipse. You got Simeon being a real life hero there. He's a RN, registered nurse, and he helping battle COVID and whatnot and in real life. Got Lemming continuing to stay in the community and interact in the Discords, as well as making his own VR games now, with Gorilla Tag, which people love. And then you got me, who moved on to go cast for VRML and also be on the board and such and try and organize that and develop, instead of a single team, develop, 150 teams and as part of a league and stuff. And I'm rambling. But I'm just, trying to fill the time here. Maybe Pally's stories are a little bit old and irrelevant now. Once upon a time, in my glory days. Anyway. What else have I missed, if anything? Let's see. Do I ever think ESL is coming back? Interesting question. I don't know. Have we not done well by you? Have we disappointed? I'm sorry if so. The whole thing with I do want to clarify too. No issues at all on my end. Grateful for everything ESL provided and VRL provided. It was fun times, like I said. Loved it. That said, at OC6 when VRML came along, we not only Eclipse but all the other top teams, players, and the 60-ish community members that came through. There's my USB port. We are all amped to get started with VRML. Right now, getting amped for the goal is Sydney, making the point and tying it up. That said, they're also down a player now, so I'm not sure. There's just some very rough issues going on the tech end of things at the moment. Unfortunate. But yeah, so when VRML came along, it was kind of our opportunity saying, okay, well, we have all these ideas that weren't able to really get executed. Some events didn't quite go the way that we wanted to in real life. It was a little bit rough. Formats weren't changing too much. And that's why we're here now, Figured we can grow more, fueled by the people who've been playing the game for three years, and suffice to say, it's kind of been the case. Not that I'm taking all the credit for that, of course. Quest, a huge factor. At the moment, the speed, a big factor. As Baby Ducks continuing to try and roll, but they're going to be at the one-man advantage, as my controller keeps dying on me. This is a horror show, folks, not to be confused with Horror Potato. So enjoy that cam right now on the sidelines as I try and find out what's wrong with my gamepad. It will be Albino Paper taking that disc and trying to get that clear. Now instead it'll be Flatman 0 with the disc. Flatman with a H2O attached and trying to split off now to get that disc right back, but some more exchanges of possessions will go back and forth and eventually find its way into the orange zone near that bubble, but all four players getting back now for a bunch of Baby Ducks. Now, a bunch of Baby Ducks trying to, again, collecting the stacks. I've been pretty impressed with their speed, and they've been very just efficient on the re-grabs as that almost works its way in. Now, Albino Paper, that definitely will get on in, despite being down by a player. Doesn't even matter. It's the paper factor. Paper factory? I don't know. But that was most satisfactory for their team, rest assured. All right, controller is momentarily back in action. So over here, be Flatman with a disc trying to reach the hands of H2O. Eventually off the bounce, getting there, and now Albino Paper, as well as Sydney taking it out, but losing it off of each other there. So always a little bit tough when you're congested and near your teammates like that. Got to be careful of getting that disc accidentally bounced or grabbed or stolen like that, but stolen right back. H2O. So again, Flatman attached. I mean, they've been very nice with these chains. Really just clears the boost and not really missing a ton of regrabs here for a bunch of Baby Ducks. So that's definitely something that's been in their favor. That said, still they're down here in this third and final round by a couple points. Now, on the other side, we'll just be, I'll actually slap right back into the awaiting hands of Sydney. Still down a player, but trying to make their way for a victory, pave their way for a victory. Still might happen here. We'll see. Going to bounce back down to the bottom ramp and to the opposite side again. There's, again, the great redirects on that mobility here from Baby Ducks. The real question, though, is can they find some passes afterwards? That's the... I mentioned it earlier, right, on the spacing, how when you arrive at a disc, you also want to be having those call-outs and teammates positioned somewhere on the floor to actually get an immediate pass if necessary. So Baby Ducks are doing great on the speed end of things, but then it's really what happens after that speed that's kind of getting them choked up a little bit here, because you see they go for the clears and they'll get the speed going, but then they don't really have the immediate pass to go to. You know, whether it's communicated, you know, just improv style, or whether it's a planned out thing. That's definitely a big difference maker when it comes to those recoveries on the loose disc and on those clears. So even there, for instance, you know, had a couple back pass options for example. Now that said, might not matter because just a walk up on the goal and does get it in. H2O. I'm rather surprised, but pleasantly so. It's a tied up game. But yeah, worked out for them that time certainly, because they did manage to get there and just get the one-on-one. But the real statistic to look at is how many attempts, how many clears, and how many boosts did it take to finally get the one goal, as opposed to if you had the pass, the slow down, you know, could just kind of hold the disc for a minute, back it out to the midfield, and say, okay, let's position out, let's get a good series of passes here, make it easier on ourselves. That's kind of what I'm getting at here. But H2O with a disc going to look up high, and some good defense being caught up there. Looks like it was albino paper just cutting off the mid lane, so really just forcing that immediate slap. That said, there's the boost now from both teams, and actually will be some better regrabs coming in from Heatwave. A shot not going in, but a good rebound thanks to that positioning. I like that from Sydney. Sydney couldn't get the goal, but it will be rebounded on the other end, contested at least by a couple different players. And trying for that back pass, but going now to the awaiting hands of Sydney. So that was a tough one, getting the 2-point shot. Kind of the inverse now, you know, going for the back pass when it was covered that time. But that's, of course, the balance. So well done to Heatwave for closing it off and just kind of maintaining that pressure. But all the meanwhile, H2O does get the disc. So it will float on over to the awaiting hands of Sydney. Again, I mean, they're down a player, and they're still scoring here. They're still doing a great job. This is a pretty impressive effort. We saw that earlier on as well, you know, from a bunch of Baby Ducks. So it's not even one team or the other, but both these teams really are just, they're working with what they've got, and they're doing pretty well, all things considered. I think I said that twice. It's hot in here. But H2O with a disc, trying to maybe stave off this defensive pressure from Sydney, but just another grab and another send-off into the other end, nearly slicing itself right into the goal. Now albino paper from down below gets a 2 to go, and now they're up by 4 points in this third round. How about that? Just going back to chat a bit, Saluda saying, you missed 3v3s. Heathen. Well, that's fair enough. You're definitely entitled to that. I just thought, I'm just more so surprised because I don't think I've heard anyone say that in a while. But yeah, we'll be going back here on the pass to H2O, gets the goal. So there you go. They very much needed that with 2 minutes left now in the third round. Bring it back within 2 points. I mean, 3v3 was good for a time, don't get me wrong. And I'm not saying, you know, 4v4 is just the way it has to be always. For that matter, it could be 5v5 one day. Who's to say? But I do like with 4v4, because with 3v3, you know, even back in ESL days, it did get a bit stagnant on the meta. It felt like a lot of the, you know, frequent players and teams at that point in time did kind of agree. Whereas when you only have 3 players, your options meta-wise is only so much. You know, you only ever have, you know, 2 possible passing options, and if you ever had, you know, forbid a perma goalie or perma midfielder or perma brawler or anything like that, you were especially punished. But 4v4, because you have so much more options, you can always have every lane covered both on offense and defense. It's just all the more about that spacing and the team play. That's kind of the the big plus of 4v4. It helped unstagnate things because now, whereas before in 3v3 you saw every team at the top basically doing the same kind of thing, just with very, very slight variations. Really, these days, you see a lot of teams doing a lot of different kind of metas, whether it's on the jousts, whether it's on the offensive sets, the defensive positionings, rotations, the man v man, using all the different catapults, all the different angles. It's fun to watch. Right there, getting a nice grab again, and I'm surprised you do not see this often whatsoever. Now, I'm not trying not to jinx it here, but I mean, Heatwave doing a good job, trying to go for a tie. Bunch of baby ducks couldn't get to go, so that was a very important opportunity, just narrowly missed. So let's see, 20 seconds left. Could we be seeing maybe an OT? They need to get the goal, cannot get it to go, just struggling to pop that cork. Kind of locking down onto that goal. So now with 10 seconds left, really needing this recovery with some desperation, and that desperation heave of butt. No relief, as it will be Sydney collecting the disc down to the other pocket, and that will in fact be the match. And there you have it, 8-6 in the third. And that is very unusual and very impressive, honestly. Not too often whatsoever that you see matches that are played 3v4 for any length of time actually go the way of the three-person team. So that was the most unusual match, was it not? Definitely was. You had the, 12-6 first round. You had the scoreless for 8 minutes second round, and then you had a 3v4 third round. And it all amounted to, well, what you see right here. So, that was, most unusual, but entertaining in that sense. Yeah, Baby Ducks trying to make their debut and just unable to get the results that they wanted, unfortunately. But meanwhile, for Heatwave, they're going to continue their strong play, their solid play that they've shown across the streams over the weeks. In any case, our stats are a bit strange, obviously. Thinking they're mostly correct thanks to Ignite's bot there. But yeah, we'll be, 13 points for Flatman. Strong game for sure, especially in that first round, that is to say. 23 stuns. H2O with 4 points, 4 saves, 50 stuns. Very nice stat line there. Spider Ferg with a save steal, 14 stuns. And Crystal Sun with 3 assists and 2 saves and 14 stuns. Everyone over there on Baby Ducks getting some steals. Meanwhile, for Heatwave, it was 15 stuns for Horror Potato and just some backfield play there, getting some intercepts. Sydney with 10 points, 1 assist, 2 saves, 5 steals, 28 stuns. Albino Paper got the 4 points, 2 assists, 2 saves, 6 steals, and 34 stuns. And that is a very, very fiery stat line for sure, just in every category, kind of contributing something. Same with Sydney, really. And then for Neon Phoenix, 2 points, 2 saves, 5 steals, and 19 stuns. So definitely, I mean, the defense, immense from Heatwave. With all those saves, all those stuns, and all those steals. Quite the difference maker. All right. Anyway. I know I'm late on this. Bob is base saying, do it, please. Do what? Say ducks? I said duck earlier. I did, I promise. Promise. And see Sydney hopping in the chat. Let's go. Well, you did. You went. Swirl the Squirrel saying, very good, entertaining, great casting, Pally. Thank you. Great commenting, Twitch. You guys were mighty engaged throughout most of that. So much so that I couldn't really keep my attention at any one place at a given time. When does the game start? Mystic Blob says, well, the game just ended. This one did, that is to say. There are more games coming up mighty soon. I believe actually over on Channel 2 right now. So maybe we'll do a raid on that real quick. Let me just verify. Channel 2 should be a stream, I think. Maybe not. I don't see anything at the moment. Phoenix and Team Sleep was supposed to begin. But maybe it has not. Oh, I see. So apparently some tech issues for Dimwee and unable to cast that game. So that's unfortunate. So no game on Channel 2 for now. That said, on Channel 1 at the top of the hour, which is to say about 45 minutes from now, we've got Spaghetti versus Team Joker. We're going to figure out, the whole schedule for the night there. But rest assured that match is going to be on Channel 1. because it's kind of a case of Team Joker looking at an image of themselves from about 2 years ago in Spaghetti. I feel like sometimes they're very similarly molded teams in their play style and just kind of their that comeuppance from nowhere on some of these veteran teams. So interesting match. We'll see how that goes. I know Team Joker's been on a tear, but yeah, got to get a look at that, and we'll just continue on from there. There's a good smattering of games, still probably a dozen or so for the rest of the night. Then I imagine a good handful will be casted, so just keep aware over on Channel 1 at least, and probably Channel 2. Now, in any case, I think that'll do it from me. Sputnik saying this is my favorite comment. What? Yell goal for as long as you can. You know, when we were talking about, the old days, ESL things and things and stuff. I don't know if that's what you're referencing or if that's just a coincidence or not. But the whole goal thing was a thing once upon a time. It wasn't received all too favorably by the Twitch or the Echo community, I will say. Not to say you can't get away with it at some point. I'm sure you can, but it just has to be in the right moment and context, But anyway, all right, I think that'll do it for me. We're going to redirect again. So about 40 minutes or so. 40, yeah. About 40-some minutes, and we'll be back with you. So until then, I'm going to turn on my AC again, so I'm not going to remain melting as I have been. And yeah, it's been fun. I've been Palidore. This has been VRML. That was Heatwave and a bunch of baby ducks. And until the top of the hour, I've been having fun. Hopefully you have too, so you can tell that I'm dying here of heat. But yeah, be happy, healthy, safe, good to each other, and I'm going to go get some of my non-sponsored drink. You know the one. See you soon.